here's a hot take for you, okay? I think that if you have a wife or a girlfriend and she posts skimpy pictures, I think that you're kind of insecure if that bothers you to that much of an extent. Why should I care that other guys think my girl's hot? She is hot. Again, because I'm not an insecure little bitch beta boy.
It's like we act like the men that cheat are so horrible and it can't happen. And we don't act like the women who have open Instagrams. And like, I'll see it on Twitter, like the trad wives.
Can you please explain how the having an open Instagram trad wife account is anything related to going out and cheating and being physical with another person? Unfortunately, my friends, Just Pearly Things seems to be going down the religion path. Now, I tried to warn Just Pearly Things yesterday on Twitter. I saw her talking a little bit about religion, Islam, Christianity, etc., etc. And basically, I tweeted at her and I said, please listen to opposition when it comes to religion. You're incredibly susceptible to confirmation bias, and a lot of religion confirms your, quote, traditional views. Don't buy into the bizarre idea that because an idea is archaic, it's somehow correct. And, well, scrolling on her Twitter now. Okay, I can't stay away. I'm ready to take the religion red pill. She tweeted right after the tweet that I responded to and said, please. So, apparently that's how quick it took. And this is a really, really common thing that happens with brain-dead Neanderthals, such as Just Pearly Things, Andrew Tate Stain, etc., etc., these red pill cucks. This is something that happens all the time where they're like, women belong in the kitchen, you know? Dude, women should submit to the man, bro. And then they open up some like archaic, dusty, ancient book that happens to say, hey, you know, God says women listen to the man. And then they're like, oh, look, now I can say that women need to submit to the man, not just because I hate women, because it says so in the Bible. It's what God says, dude. God says you gotta make me my chicken sandwich right now, bitch. It's so annoying. They always inevitably stumble upon religion and realize, hey, wait a second, here's this really convenient ancient thing that confirms all of my prior biases. I think I'm going to believe in this. Only the one true God would happen to believe everything that I already believe. Just a fucking idiot, a total dunce. And she posted this video that seems as though she is fighting with religious people. I think that she has pissed off some religious people while also buying into religion in other contexts. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here, but we should probably get started with the video to find out.
What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel. Today, I pissed off the religious people. Now, before I start, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, all that stuff. But today, I pissed off the religious people. Now, before I start, I want to give a background on my stance on religion, okay? Now, I grew up Catholic. I did 12 years of Catholic school. And I think Catholic, like just in my heart of hearts, is my favorite religion. Now, after a bit...
Literally acknowledging her confirmation bias. I grew up Catholic. Catholicism is my favorite religion, by the way. Huh. I wonder why.
I did go Christian for a bit. And the reason was, it was kind of a stupid reason.
Wait, Catholics are Christian. Are they one of these people that think being Catholic is different from being Christian? I've even made that mistake prior. Oh my God.
And I think religious people will get mad at me for this reason, but I hated Catholic Mass. It was so boring. Now in hindsight, I actually think maybe I could use maybe in my life a bit more silence and reflection. It'd probably be good for me. But the Christians, they had a fun Mass. There was so much more community. So I went there, okay? And I went there for a couple years. And I was super into Christianity. I prayed a lot. I did Bible study once a week. I went to church on Sundays, and I was really good until I came to England. I won't lie to you guys. I have to be honest. And there was some stuff I want to talk about with the Christian church. But when I came to England, the show started on Saturday nights, and it just got in the way. I'm not a morning person. I couldn't get to Mass. I don't want to say couldn't, because that sounds like I didn't choose that. I did.
Being Catholic and Christian is not the same thing. All Roman Catholics are Christian, but not all Christians are Roman Catholic. Christian is an important world religion that stems from the life teachings and death of Jesus. Roman Catholicism is the largest of the three major branches of Christianity. Shut the fuck up. Thank you.
Right? Now, I think I actually was thinking of switching my shows to Friday nights so I could go again. Because most of my life, I did go to church. But the last couple years, some things in the religion just kind of off-put me. And I couldn't figure out what. I couldn't figure out, like, what was off-putting to me. But I'm just, like, I smell bullshit, right? There's some things and I just, like, I hear and I
Have you considered brushing your teeth first? That could be an answer why you smell bullshit.
just smell and hear nonsense. And I would go to church and, like, certain things would just rub me the wrong way. But I did.
Ha ha ha, Google said it, so it's true? No, actually, it's from an encyclopedia. It's not from Google. You look it up from an encyclopedia and you can read more in-depth information about this. Again, I know for you, it's like, oh, my gut makes me feel a certain way, so therefore it's the truth. But again, for other people, we like to read things more in-depth to have a better understanding. This is why you're a fucking idiot.
Didn't know what. And I couldn't explain why. Until I read the Rational Male's book on religion.
Just listen to this. This just sounds like a nightmarish, winding trail of doom here. First I was Catholic, then I was Christian, then I started to not like Christianity, then I started reading the Rational Male. Hold on, lady, okay? This is like an episode of Wipeout, except you're just jumping from one bullshit belief to another.
Now, right now, you know, he's been tweeting about me some not so nice things. Don't really appreciate that. But I can't help what the men are tweeting. You know what I mean? I cannot stop the tweets. So, but outside of that, he's a genius. He's a very smart man. And he talked about...
He's not. He is a very not smart man, actually. So much so that I was expecting to have a much stronger refutation of some of my arguments by him when he talked about my content. And I was, let's just say, woefully disappointed.
How, like, churches, basically, they're not patriarchies. And a lot of them are indoctrinating us into, like, liberal ideas. So, for example, now we see the gay flags in church. We see the ex-porn star pastor wives.
So she doesn't like Christianity because they don't uphold the patriarchy enough, and there's some minority of churches are in favor of gay people? Oh, I see. Okay. There we go. So she's all down with religion, guys. She just isn't really a fan of Christianity because they are too liberal in saying that gay people are human and men and women should be treated equally by society. Oh my gosh, dude. The woke mob. Coming for the church now? No.
And, like, some things are just kind of, like, nice and down for women. And I remember, like, in high school, we would have these chastity speakers. And it would always be, like, the girl that got ran through, and then she would get married after. And I don't think that's a good message, right? That, like, you can do whatever you want, and as long as you pray and say sorry, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I think that the message should be, as a woman, if you sleep with too many people, you're ruined. You ruined yourself or your future husband, and there probably isn't a light at the end of the tunnel. And the guy that you're going to get is significantly of lower quality than the guy you would have gotten.
That's the better message to tell people? Welcome to the Church of Jesus Christ. Here we teach the epic teachings that all people are children of God. One girl raises her hand. Yeah, hi, I was sold into sex slavery, so I was gang raped for like the first half of my entire life. Well, clearly you have been ran through and destroyed. I would recommend literally hanging yourself right here on stage. We will tie a rope onto the cross, and you can use it as a noose to just end your life. There is no home, there is no light, there is no end to your suffering. On that note, Jesus Christ loves us all. Like, what are you talking about? I can't believe how stupid she is. Every time I watch her videos, I'm baffled. Baffled, I tell you, by her absolute dementia-ridden ramblings. My God.
Now, I say this and then I start thinking, are the top men, the most sought-after men in society, going to wait for a virgin? Will they even believe the girls if they're virgins? I don't know. But that's a whole different conversation, right? That's a whole different...
Uh-oh. Are we going to go into the Christianity route of trying to verify if a girl is a virgin or not? Is that Pearl's next step here?
But I think in general, we should push the women to wait till they're married. I think that's better. You know?
This is like the #1 teaching in Christianity and Catholicism. What are you talking about? Do you sincerely believe that right now they're teaching women to go out and sleep around? It is still predominantly the religious norm to wait until marriage. To not be sleeping around. That sex is sacred, created by God, for one man, one woman, etc., etc. All that bullshit. What are you saying right now? She's actually just making stuff up and then acting as if it's the truth.
I didn't do that. I wish I did. Okay, but my point is this. Christianity, like the liberalism, I could just feel it in my soul. And when I was in that Christian church, there would be these super nice girls that like
You could feel the liberalism in your soul. Is it like the Spidey sense?
were allegedly like virgin, like they had all the wifey qualities. These super nice girls that like were allegedly like virgin, like they had all the wifey qualities you'd think you'd want, but for some reason like there was 25 to 28-ish-year-old virgins that weren't married, and it's just like, where are the masculine men in the church? And a lot of the guys were just kind of simpy, you know.
Okay, yeah, so women are ran through, and well, the church really needs to be teaching to wait until marriage, and in the exact same breath, oh, I met some 28-year-old girls who were still virgins. Where are the masculine boys? What is going on? This is just like you went to church for 2 weeks, 2 different Sunday services. You met like one girl who claimed to be a virgin, and then you went off back into your bedroom to make your big long rant about how the Christian church is downfall as they have sold their soul to the religion of liberalism.
And a lot of the guys were just kind of simpy, you know. Okay, so let's get to the part where I pissed the religious people off. So this idea came to me from, I was watching this YouTube video and there was a pastor on there, okay? And there was this pastor and he was talking about how he's like, and they come off so weird. Like, he's like, I would never work with someone that cheats on his wife. I don't surround myself with people like that. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, and gosh, I hate talking about cheating. I talk about it a lot because it's not the hill I want to die on. I don't think cheating is good. But I think a lot of times we demonize men who cheat as if they're so evil and awful. And we don't talk about how even Christian women have social media, which is attention seeking. Even if you're not like posting like thirst traps and whatever, like it's a bit hypocritical of the women to say, oh, cheating is the worst thing ever when they have open Instagram accounts. And we could say, well, what if her butt's not on it? Well, her face is still on it. And
so posting selfies on Instagram is the same thing as cheating? No? Wait, I want to just make sure that I'm hearing this correctly. Am I like in a coma right now? Am I tripping balls? Am I misunderstanding here? Is she unironically suggesting that, well, we all act like it's such a bad thing when men cheat, but the women, even the Christian women, have Instagram accounts? What? Posting a selfie is now cheating? Putting your penis into another person, well, it's not good, you know? Posting a selfie of yourself where people virtually can see and might think you're hot? You think these are the same things? You think these are in the same league, Pearl? You're such an idiot. I'm sorry, okay? You're so stupid. Just stop talking about issues you don't understand. Stop doing this. Posting selfies is not cheating. Having a woman who posts pictures, you know what? Here's a hot take for you, okay? I think that if you have a wife or a girlfriend and she posts skimpy pictures, hypothetically, you know, she would probably ask you, are you comfortable with this? These pictures are pretty racy, you know, but I just have a lot of confidence. Self-confidence is something I want to do. Maybe there are like simps online or whatever. Who gives a shit, really? And then you're like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I think that you're kind of insecure if that bothers you to that much of an extent. I still get the respect thing. I still think that if you're not previously posting anything skimpy and then you're married, you should probably talk to your partner before posting something skimpy. I agree with that, obviously. Respect the agreements you've made. But I also feel like a lot of people get way too freaked out about that. Why would I care, for example, that other men think my girl is hot? Yeah, because my girl is hot. And other men, and they look at me with envy. To me, that's like ego, dude. That's like an ego boost. Why should I be bothered by this? Why should I care that other guys think my girl's hot? She is hot. Again, because I'm not an insecure little bitch beta boy who's going to start whining and get terrified that, oh no, what if my wife posts a hot picture and then leaves me for the simp in her DMs? Ooh, no, I actually have enough self-confidence to know that whatever dweeby loser is going to be DMing some girl simping like a fucking loser is not going to be any threat to me. Like, my God, you just have to be so insecure. And then obviously, we've come full circle now to where she's saying, everybody acts like guys cheating is the absolute worst, but girls have Instagram accounts. What? How is this the same thing?
And, I mean, that's still in a way attention seeking, And again, this isn't to like put them down, but it's more to show the double, like the hypocrisy, right? Is this crazy? I don't know. Maybe I'm just nuts and I think like this. But this pastor was saying that
You are absolutely nuts because you're comparing apples to oranges right now.
cheating is like the worst thing ever. I don't surround with men that cheat. Men that cheat like have horrible morals. And I'm thinking, okay, all right. So I have a notebook to demonstrate this idea. We have two men, all right? So, and this pastor got married in his 30s, all right? So I was thinking, and like he got saved then or whatever, and I'm not even saying it's not genuine, but I'm just saying, I want the religious people to hear how this comes across. So I'm going to put a Jesus cross next to this guy. So this is can we see this? This is and I hope my phone doesn't die. This is the religious man. This is the not religious man. This is the cheater. This is the religious man. So
she's got to be trolling. There's no way she's this dumb. Oh, my friend. Welcome to reality, the never-ending nightmare.
He'll say things like, I'm a one-woman man, okay? But he got married at 32, okay? Guy one got married, let's say he got married at 18. But let's say in his 40-year marriage, he stepped out twice. So he had his wife here. We're going to do a little. He had his wife here, okay? Can we see this? And then he had two,
Can you please give your sermon any faster? My God. You talked about being bored at Catholic Mass. I'm bored too.
Maybe he had a chick at work and he had a chick there, right? Now, the man that got married at 32, let's say he's still, a quote unquote one woman type of man, but he still dated. And, let's just be honest here. In general, sex comes before relationships. So he's, as a guy, let's just say, now I know all the people are going to say, Pearl, like there's not a lot of men that can do this, okay? And I know, but this was just inspired by this one video I saw. Now, the 32-year-old, let's just say, before he got married, he slept with one girl a year from the time he was 18, which is a bit conservative because I'm just thinking, if he's a preacher, right? Women love men on a stage.
Oh my God, here I think math was bad. Here I hated algebra. I could barely, actually, you know what? Here I could barely get through pre-algebra, I think. I don't think I even got it to algebra. And now, all of a sudden, we are at sex and dating mathematics. If one man has slept with approximately 2.5 women every year, divided by the amount of length of inches of his penis, divisible by the number of one partner, considering anal, subtracting for an amount of oral sex, shut the fuck up. Stop. Stop with your lecture. Stop preaching. Stop. Fast forward all this and make your point. I didn't sign up for math class where we do the numbers for Billy Bob fucking one girl every year and what that equals up to his initial value in the dating marketplace.
They love men on a stage, all right? They love it. So, and look, I'm not even saying I'm special, but so let's just say he slept with from...
It's because you don't need to say it. All actions speak louder than words. Wrecked.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, that's 4, sorry, I'm bad at math. So 14 women. All right. 4, 5.
She's like writing it down. She's like, let me just film myself writing the script for my video. So, it was a bright and early day. Just edit this out. You could edit this on an iPhone. Now, editing on an iPhone is like the worst thing imaginable, but I mean, it still would be better than posting this.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
She is about to pull out her calculator, you're right. And then we'll implement, what is this in relation to pi? 3.1, oh wait, no, cream pie. 3. It's just like everything's just like sex oriented for her at this point.
12, 13, 14. Okay, now I just want to put visuals to this. These are the women he's been involved with.
She just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, she just drew 14 characters, 14 little women stick figures on her notepad, guys, on camera. We just tuned into her draw. 1, 2, 3. You know, you could have drawn one stick. I thought she was doing the math. I didn't think she was actually just drawing doodles. My God, dude. Yeah, exactly. Cream pie 3.169. Why didn't she just draw one stick figure in a dress? Look, guys, she could have done this. I'm sorry. I cannot stop laughing. I thought she was doing the math and like adding stuff up for how many partners that would lead to. I didn't think she was drawing 14 stick figure women on the thing. Look, she could have just done this. Look, woman, okay. Here's the dress, okay. She could have drawn 1 and then done 14. She could have just done X14. But instead she drew 14. Hold on, I'm almost done with my very extensive thesis here. Oh my God, dude. I'm sorry. Okay,
these are the women cheaters been involved. And you could argue that the cheater...
Wait.
14. Okay, now I just want to put visuals to this. These are the women he's been involved with. These are the women cheaters been involved. And you could argue that the cheater probably has to be more careful, and it's less women, because he's going home to his wife every night. Like, he can't really bring women like that. And, you know, men have to earn sex, so it's like he'd have to go out. Like, so he got the strange, the two, you know. All right, and so guy A will say, I'm a one-woman type of man because he hasn't cheated from 32 to, let's just say, 42. But are you a one-woman type of man? Like my question is he better than the cheater? Now, like, 'cause I'll hear the argument, right? I'll hear the argument, well, one of them took a vow. And I think that's fair.
Okay, yeah, so she's familiar with the alternative argument. Of course, being sleeping around carries with it its own set of risks, but obviously there is a difference between cheating on somebody, or sleeping around being promiscuous while single, or cheating on somebody, which is violating a vow you made to them. Yes, breaking a promise you made to them, and it's lying and abusing another person that you have committed to. But it sounds like Pearl already is familiar with this argument, so let's see what is her response.
Fair, your word is important as a guy. But what I'm looking at is a vow. And I think that's fair. Your word is important as a guy. But what I'm looking at is the outcomes. Which one contributed to more STDs? Which one contributed to more abortions? Now, you could argue that, well, I would never ask a girl to do that. Well, you...
What? This isn't how we're measuring if this thing is good or bad. What if they didn't? So what if the person who had 32 partners prior, or whatever the fuck, never spread an STD and never got anyone pregnant? Now, which one's worse? Like, what do you mean? You're just saying, like, hypothetically, maybe one person spread more STDs? Well, this is just an argument against promiscuity in general, then. This is not an argument in favor of cheating, which I know you're not in favor of cheating, but this isn't an argument in defense of cheating in any way, shape, or form. The cheater is worse because he harmed another person directly, deliberately, and intentionally. The other person was just promiscuous, which means they could have contributed to an abortion rate or STD rate, sure, but we don't know this for sure. So you're conflating an argument against promiscuity to try and excuse bad behavior such as cheating. This is why you should have spent more time actually doing math and not doing your little doodles in school.
You don't know if she did, right? You don't know. She's not required to tell you. Which one contributed to more degeneracy? And so you see, like...
What? What if every time they didn't have... What if they never spread an STD and never got pregnant? Then the degenerate would be the person that cheated. What do you mean contributed to more degeneracy? If you want to consider it degeneracy, fine. But again, you keep on saying, well, technically the cheater isn't as bad because promiscuity is worse? What? Huh? You say that it's important for a man to stick to his word. You act like this is an important thing, like an important quality of masculinity. But then you're trying to be like, well, he didn't spread as much hypothetical STDs if you really think about it, herder. What are you fucking talking about? You can say that promiscuous sex carries with it a set of risks that you need to be wary of, sure. But then also, you shouldn't break the promise you made to another person, lie to them, and abuse them. Maybe both these things can be true.
It's like, so these guys will come in and act like they're on this like moral high ground, when really they're kind of the same, just in a different way. And in a way, the cheater probably contributed to less degeneracy than he did. Now, I don't know if this is a crazy thought, But I was just thinking, like, how can you say you're monogamous or a one-woman type of guy if you didn't pick monogamy? Now, again, I don't even really blame the guys for this.
What? Before we get into her delusional thing she just said, I'm even more confused now. I'm even more confluffled.
He thought. But I was just thinking, like, how can you say you're monogamous or a one-woman type of...
Okay, wait, when you say you're monogamous, you're one woman guy. So if you've had previous sex partners because you were like living it up in college being a promiscuous hoe, and then you say you're a one woman kind of guy in the sense that you want to settle down and be married and stay with one woman for the rest of your life, these two things are completely compatible. Most people who are monogamous now have had prior sex partners.
Now, again, I don't even really blame the guys for this because they just adapt to the market. And you know, women, like there's all these different, my issue was when he was saying, like,
what market are they adapting to? Guys, listen, okay, it's not my fault that I cheated and broke the promise to my partner, lied and abused her. Okay, listen, it's just because too many girls were posting selfies on Instagram, and my boorish, manly ways kicked in, and I became a horny zombie and had no choice but to move. Pussy. That's what happened, okay? I am an innocent bystander of the system at play. Please. Systemic horniness. It's the real issue plaguing all of us today.
It's like we act like the men that cheat are so horrible and it can't happen. And we don't act like the women who have open Instagrams. And like I'll see it on Twitter, like the trad wives.
Can you please explain how the fuck having an open Instagram trad wife account is anything related to going out and cheating and being physical with another person?
I also have social media. But it's like they'll say, oh, the men are so horrible for cheating. But I'm like, Diane, you don't have to have your face on social media. You could take off your face and still...
I have no idea how these are compatible. What does this have to do with anything? This is like, guys, my husband went off and cheated. He's so horrible. Well, Diane, did you know you're driving a red car? It's... What? What are you talking about? Are you saying that... Listen, Pearl, I think that maybe you are still living in the Matrix. And it's primarily because you're like drugged out of your mind. Are you like a meth head? Did you pop one too many Bezos? You're just fucking floating up in space right now? You think it's the Matrix? Men are free to cheat cause women post Insta selfie. What are you talking about? There's nothing really to do besides make fun of her, so maybe if an argument comes to mind, I'll use it, okay?
Tweet comments and like, you don't have to have your face at all on it. Like there's people that build followings with no face. So are you that much...
What does the face have to do? A man seeing your face is not the same as a man cheating on you and being physical with another person. And if it is, or if it is comparable in your mind, then I hope to God you're going to be consistent and just join the radical Islam side of things and start preaching that women need to be wearing full burqas. Because if you think that a man simply looking at a woman's face is tantamount to cheating, then her face had better damn well be covered.
Better than the guy that's cheating. I don't know. And guys, I'm not trying to die on this hill. Okay, I promise you. Like, I really don't care that much about cheating or like whatever. But for me, it's more what I'm calling out is the double standard, where this priest will be on this.
It's because it's not a double standard. It's not a double. The man can go post selfies on Instagram too, you know. I have no idea how a person with a functioning brain stem would be able to sit down and actually conflate these things. What a double standard we have, guys. We say men are bad for cheating, but yet women are allowed to have an Instagram account. There's nothing else to say besides just chuckle and wish to God that this were just a fever dream.
Moral high ground when he's probably, or not priest, preacher, whatever, this dude. So I watched this YouTube video, and this guy's like, yeah, I would never work with someone. That's horrible morals. Now, then there's the third guy, okay? There's the third guy. I want to do the third guy. Now, this is the guy that couldn't get laid. So this is the third preacher. We're going to put a church guy. These are the that marry the born-again virgins. So they come in, and he's only slept with, let's just say, one woman. She might be a virgin. But, like, the guy's over...
Excuse me, teacher? Why does the woman you drew not have eyes? Can she see?
We're here, let's just say. maybe just a normal degenerate, but I don't even want to say degenerate, but you understand where I'm coming from.
I like how it's like 2023 and she's basically just doing a draw my life. Now we're going to draw a picture of a degenerate. Very cute.
Maybe the other guys, like the guys that do get women, say, well, it's easy for you to push monogamy because women don't want you. You have no other option. And the guys over here will say, I'm on this moral high ground because I don't cheat. When they're like, well, do women even want you? And again, I'm butchering the religious stuff. But didn't that Solomon...
You're butchering everything right now. I've literally heard more coherent arguments made when people are sleep talking. I have listened to my dog having a nightmare, whimpering in his sleep, make a more coherent argument than anything that you've fucking done this entire video. Than anything you've said. You drew stick figures. What do you mean he acts like he's on a moral high ground? Why wouldn't he act on a moral high ground if you're simultaneously, during this video, preaching down on people who have had previous sex partners? You're trying to say the guy who, when he was single, slept around is worse than the guy cheating because the guy who slept around was more likely to contribute to STDs. What are you talking about? Like... Of course, if that's what you think, then the guy's going to be like, yo, I didn't sleep with anybody, man. I am on the higher ground. I'm not a degenerate. You're calling these other people degenerates and then getting pissy with a guy who has not partook in this so-called degenerate behavior for acting higher than thou.
Guy have like 1 million wives. And I know Jesus, I think, condemned that. Or there was the one guy that married like the old woman and then had like Cain and Abel, I think. Whatever. But I know, and Jesus like did say that was wrong, I think. Anyways, I'm sorry if I'm butchering this. The religious people get so heated that it's tough to have these convos because if you get one part wrong, they're like, I'm sorry, I just asked questions. But Jesus didn't come in and say...
Sorry. Just thought that was cute. Just asking questions, Pepe.
I won't do business with you. I won't work for you through you. Like, even though Solomon had all the concubines and stuff, he still was a great man and did a bunch of good. So to say I can't surround myself with these immoral men when men do have a predisposition to do that type of stuff.
This is actually the most hilarious contradiction I think I've seen in a while. So let's get this straight. She says that the church is getting too liberal for having gay flags and being accepting of gay people. She tries to excuse men cheating for saying that they have some natural inclination towards this behavior. One, I don't actually know if that's true. In fact, some research suggests it's women who have more of a natural inclination to have more sex partners. But that's just one thing that I read. I'm not saying that's gospel or anything. Pun intended. The fact that she would shit all over churches being accepting of gay people, but then excuse men for cheating because of their so-called natural inclination. Well, gay people have a literal natural inclination towards being gay. You realize that, right? You realize gay people have a biological predisposition to being gay? Even if you were able to say, look, there's a biological predisposition in men to cheat. I don't care. Cheating hurts people. Being gay doesn't. So you're actually excusing one set of behavior that harms people on the basis of some natural inclination crap, but yet you shit on gay people who don't harm people, even though they actually have the natural inclination for being gay. This is why I'm losing my shit here. This is why I'm melting into a triggered soy boy here. Because it's like having a conversation with a broken down, redneck, drunk squirrel. I don't know where to begin any longer. I've had it up to here.
Now, that's not saying it's okay. Please stop taking my words out of context. But it's more, my argument is I think we need to humanize people. The same way we humanize women who make mistakes. Like, I think we can humanize men who make mistakes and understand where they're coming from and try to work through it. Is that crazy? I don't know. But let me know, who is more of a one-woman man? Actually, like genuinely, who is more of a one-woman man when it comes to outcomes? The man who slept with 15 girls and then at 32 got married and has been faithful for 10 years? Or the man who had one woman and cheated twice?
Definitely the guy who was single prior. Absolutely. The guy beforehand, whether you want to consider it degenerate or not, was not doing anything immoral by sleeping around, assuming those relationships are hypothetically consensual, of course. He's not doing anything immoral there. The man who cheated on his wife twice, by the way? 2 times? Yes, you've done a moral wrong. You've hurt somebody in that case. How is this so challenging for you to grasp? Again, I get that you're dumber than shit, but my fucking god. Good point, chat. Yeah, I too have eaten alphabet soup and then shat out more coherent arguments as well.
Who is more of the... Because I would argue that someone that's been in the streets for 10 to 15 years likely has had more sexual partners than a cheater. Because again,
it's not about who has more sexual partners. It's about how those sexual partners were acquired. It's about one person has had more sexual partners because he was single. The other person had less sexual partners, but still had more than one by cheating and doing a moral wrong. This is why I want to debate this person.
Has the wife at home. He can't be out like that. I don't know. This is just me thinking. Let me know if I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just nuts. I don't know. I'm just thinking. Like
first little glimmer of self-awareness right there, ladies and gentlemen.
The video on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. I'll talk to you next time.
I think that video may have just cost me my sanity. I think I may have just lost my sanity over that video. That was one of the most worthless pieces of scum videos I've ever viewed in my life. It's funny, too, that she actually has the self-awareness. Maybe I'm just crazy, let me know, teehee. Yeah, no, you're fucking batshit, lady. Okay? Return to tradition, aka give you a lobotomy, please. You're insane, you're unhinged, you don't think about anything seriously. Everything you do think about is in this warped context of women bad, think of men, prioritize men, put the men above the women because poor men in society or some dumb shit. You have no critical thinking skills. Watching you try and navigate this political space is frightening at best. So, long story short, just pearly things, please debate me. I'm sure it'd be really fun to have me on your show, right? I mean, think about how mean I've been to you this whole time, right? Confronting my big hater. He actually said that I was a scumfuck on this channel. Holy shit. Have me on your channel. I will be more than happy to look you right in your face and call you a scumfuck to your face. That also is something that I do, in fact, have the ability to do. Hopefully we can talk. I get if you're afraid. But seriously, I'll be good faith in a discussion, of course. Whatever. Thanks, just pearly thanks, for costing me my sanity.